Titanic's hidden deck, what lies beneath 6 kilometers of crushing Atlantic darkness, lies a silent world where time no longer moves. A world untouched by sunlight for more than a century. And within that world rests a place very few humans have ever seen. The Titanic's forgotten middle deck, a level once alive with footsteps, laughter, music, and human stories. Now transformed into a frozen realm of shadows and memory. As the Rov sinks deeper, the water grows heavier, colder. Older, as if the ocean itself remembers the night the great ship vanished from the living world. Here, light fades into blue. Blue fades into black. Black becomes a kingdom where time sleeps. This is not just the wreck of a ship. This is a museum built by the ocean, where every corridor, every doorway, every rusted object tells a story no book or survivor account ever captured. Today we enter that world. It's the middle deck, a city once alive. There was a time when this deck pulsed with life. Passengers crossed these hallways carrying luggage and laughter. Crewmen hurried between duties. Music drifted from distant cabins. Footsteps tapped against polished floors, and the ship hummed with the warmth of human existence. But now, the middle deck lies silent under a ceiling of water so vast it feels infinite. Every room on this deck, every corridor, and every forgotten corner has been transformed. Not by violence, not by chaos, but by time, which has rewritten everything in slow, patient strokes of rust. The middle deck of Titanic is no longer a human place. It is an abyssal cathedral, a monument preserved by darkness, pressure, and silence. The third-class dining hall, a forgotten gathering once. This room was filled with the warm clatter of plates and the murmur of families sharing meals. Children laughed here. Travelers shared stories. The sound of forks, spoons, and simple joy echoed across wooden tables. Now, everything is quiet. The dining hall rests beneath layers of silt. Tables stand like ghostly silhouettes. Chairs lean against each other as if still holding invisible passengers. Every flake of corrosion tells a story swallowed by the sea, a moment frozen at the exact second the ship was lost. The room feels strangely alive, not with movement, but with memory. As if the walls themselves are trying to remember the voices they once heard every night. The Turkish bath, luxury reclaimed by the sea. The Turkish bath was once a sanctuary of elegance. Warm water, soft light, mosaic floors glowing like jewels. Today it is barely recognizable. The floor tiles, once perfect, lie cracked and fractured. The bronze fixtures, once polished, fade into the ocean's breath. Coral and algae have claimed the walls, replacing comfort with decay. What was once a place of rejuvenation is now a monument of surrender, where the sea has rewritten beauty into something haunting, quiet, and strangely majestic. The Titanic swimming pool, a stillness beyond time. This pool once shimmered under electric lamps, the water glowing like liquid silver. Passengers visited it for leisure, dipping into warmth and luxury. Now it sleeps under 6 kilometers of pressure, empty, dry, dusty. The railings remain. The tiles remain. Even the faint outline of the ladders remains, a last reminder of a moment preserved forever. It looks less like a pool, meant more like a tomb of stillness. The locker room where time has undressed everything here. Time has stripped away all things human. Lockers stand open, their contents long dissolved into nothingness. A cracked mirror reflects drifting particles of silt, like dust floating in a dead world. The silence clings to the room like a memory too heavy to vanish. Here you don't just see the ship, you feel its absence. The endless corridor, a tunnel into darkness. The corridor stretches forward into infinite blackness. Dozens of doors line each side, leading nowhere, rooms crushed, collapsed, or sealed by rust. Curtains sway slowly in the current, like ghosts breathing in the deep. Dust, if it can even be called that, floats like frozen breath suspended in water. Every sound the Rov makes, every creak of metal feels like a whisper coming from the ship itself, as if Titanic is still alive in its ruin. The machinery room, silence where engines once roared. This room once shook with power, heat, steam, motion, life. Now nothing moves. The machines stand twisted and silent under a century of corrosion. Pipes bent, gauges shattered. A droplet of water slips through a crack above, a small reminder that even now, the ship continues to break apart, piece by piece. It feels like the Titanic itself is still leaking memories from a world long gone. The pantry, a graveyard of daily life, pots and pans lie overturned exactly where they fell. Shelves stand broken, holding nothing but sand. Glass bottles lie scattered like forgotten footprints. This was once a place of routine. Meals prepared, food stored, work done. Now everything is still. The pantry no longer feeds passengers. The ocean feeds itself here, on wood, on metal, on memory. It has become a graveyard of the ordinary. The card room, a last moment of joy in this small room, once filled with laughter and music. The ocean has preserved something extraordinary. A broken table. Chairs twisted by pressure, walls cracked open by time, and on the table, single playing card still clings to the surface. A lonely artifact of joy swallowed by the abyss feels like a message. A reminder that the ship was once full of life, full of people, full of dreams. The bathing room water reclaimed porcelain tubs, once gleaming, now lie cracked and lifeless. Marine growth coils around their edges. Broken pipes release faint bubbles, as if the ship is exhaling its final breaths into eternity. Steam once filled this chamber. Now only the cold breath of the ocean moves through it. Time does not pass here. It hovers, suspended between what was and what remains. 11. The storage hold where memories sleep. Collapsed trunks lie half buried under dust. Fabrics faded into fibers. Locks eaten by iron-loving bacteria. These objects once belonged to people with names, destinies, dreams. Now they belong to the sea. The hold is not filled with possessions anymore. It is filled with memories sealed in iron and salt. Lost, but never gone. The crew quarters where the ship's heart once slept, here slept the men who kept Titanic alive. Their bunks now lie broken, frames twisted, footlockers corroded beyond recognition. Yet tools remain scattered on the floor. Boot lies half buried. A nameplate clings stubbornly to a rusting wall. These are the relics of sacrifice, reminders that the ship was more than steel. It was a living world kept alive by human hands. The spiral staircase, a path into memory, the grand spiral staircase, is barely standing. Its delicate curves are wrapped in coral and rust. The ROV's light traces each step like a finger touching a memory. Every flicker of movement feels like the ship breathing, as if the staircase remembers the footsteps that once rushed across it. The heart of power, a pulse now silent here, lies what was once the beating heart of Titanic. Its electrical center, its lifeline, gauges frozen at zero. Switches fused in place. Wires frayed into clouds of dust. And yet in the camera's light, a faint spark flickers on a metallic surface. Not electricity, not life, just a reflection. But in this place, it feels like the ghost of energy that once pulsed through every inch of Titanic's steel body. What lies beneath 6 kilometers of ocean, Titanic's middle deck endures. Not as a ruin, not as a tragedy, but as a memory carved into the bones of the sea. Every corner of this deck, every silent room, every rusted relic, whispers the same truth. The ship may have died, but its story never did. Here in the cold darkness, the Titanic lives on, suspended between past and eternity, preserved in silence, yet still speaking to all who dare descend into the deep. This is what lies beneath.